Quick tip on your bench pressing. This is what you should not be doing in the bench press. And this is what you should be doing in the bench press. So, why don't we do the first one? The first one is what you will see in your typical meathead gym, where the bench press is considered the ultimate feat of strength. Everybody goes around saying, how much do you bench? Don't consider the deadlift, don't consider the squat. They're nothing. Bench press is the ultimate feat of strength. These guys will be the ones that tend to bench like this. Why don't we bench like this? Well, as you can see from this movement, obviously it puts a lot of stress on the shoulders. And the best way I can sort of explain this is put yourself in a situation where you are a doorman on a club. You're at the door, there's a big line of people waiting to get in, loads of drunk people, and there's a drunk student. It comes up to you, he's trying to get in, as students do, drunk, gobby, he's gobbing off at you, and he starts pushing you around. Now obviously you have to escalate this to get him away from the club so that you can protect everybody else. You as the doorman, are you going to push him like this, or are you going to push him like that? Well, as you can see from this movement, if you do it in the air now, you are literally creating zero force in that movement. You do it this way, so much more force. I'm sure you will agree just by performing these two little movements in the air. Why? You're using your lats, you're using your triceps, you're using the entirety of your delts, you're using your pecs, you're using your leg drive. You're utilizing all these different muscle groups to push that 1 rep max further than it's ever gone before, using correct form, taking those shoulders out of the lift, retracting your scapula, taking the shoulders out of the lift, and therefore preventing those horrible shoulder cuff injuries that you see in the fitness injury day in, day out. Do not follow those massive meatheads in the gym who bench like this 5 times a week, because they are the ones who are going to get you injured and are probably injured themselves. Why do I know this? Because I speak from experience. I was one of those idiots who benched like this. I'm still recovering from a shoulder cuff injury. Now a lot of people are going to say, well, hang on a minute, don't powerlifters, well-known powerlifters with massive totals bench with extremely wide grips? And the answer is yes. Now, I respect the rules in every federation that there is out there, whereby it allows powerlifters to lift with basically minimal range of motion. Now, although I would never teach this, I would never lift this way, simply because I think the risk of injury increases massively. So I would never do this personally, and I would never coach it this way. However, I still respect the rules. The rules are the rules, and if lifters want to lift that way to increase their total within the rules, then good for them. If they can do it injury-free, then happy days. I'm all for that. However, I just wouldn't do it myself, and I wouldn't recommend it personally. Now, even though they do have a wide grip when they're benching, it's not the same as what I was telling you there, how not to do it, where they're flaring their elbows. Although they do have a wide grip, they are still utilizing the cues that are taught by most powerlifting coaches. They're still taking their shoulders out of the lift. As they descend, they're still trying to tuck those elbows in they're still using their leg drive, they're still utilizing the triceps and all those different muscles that you should be using in the bench press. So, you know, there are lots of different varieties, you know, different grips, and it's basically down to personal choice how you wish to bench press, but still take into consideration the cues to ensure that you are injury free when you are performing the bench press.